From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. The 2024 Paris Olympics are now officially open. A performance by Celine Dion helped cap off an ambitious opening ceremony. Canada's flag bearers led a delegation of nearly 200 athletes in a scenic but rainy trip down the Seine River. The Canadian delegation was decked out in bright red bomber jackets as they shared a boat with Chile and China. The mayor of Jasper, Alberta, says a wildfire that tore through his town has caused significant damage to residential areas. But he says critical infrastructure, including the hospital and wastewater treatment plant, were left uncharred.
The rebuild could take years, but it feels a bit like a turning point, and devastating as the news will be, I am relieved that we are at a point where we can start giving detailed information very shortly.
About 1/3 of the town has been destroyed, and the mayor says it's not yet safe for people to return as the fires still burn. The Supreme Court says the Crown left First Nations people in Ontario with an empty shell of a treaty promise for almost 150 years and has ordered them to make things right. The Anishinaabe ceded territory near the Great Lakes in return for annual payments, but those payments have been frozen at $4 per person since 1875. The top court says that makes a mockery of the treaties. White Sand First Nation Chief Lawrence Wanakamick was emotional hearing the decision.
I'm happy that today came after 175 years, and it's a long time coming. We have suffered all those years.
The court says the Crown has 6 months to negotiate a settlement with the First Nations. Israel's ambassador to Canada says calling for a two-state solution doesn't coincide with the current reality in the region, nor offer practical help to Palestinians. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau issued the call while urging Israel to respond to the top United Nations Court's recent opinion Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territories is unlawful and that it should end. Israel's ambassador says Israel will continue defending itself against attacks and calls on Canada to help prevent those attackers from achieving their goals. Experts are warning about health risks linked to some pots and pans used in the kitchen.
It's called the Teflon flu, people getting sick from a release of chemicals used on certain nonstick cookware. Health experts say waterproofing products like Teflon and Scotchgard, when overheated, can lead to high chemical exposure, resulting in possible hormone imbalance, miscarriage, developmental issues, and cancer. The advice?
Check your cookware. If it's got a lot of wear and tear on it, if you've had it for longer than 3 and 5 years, then you probably should replace them.
ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton. More than 250 Teflon flu cases reported to the CDC last year alone. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the United Nations chief is asking countries to work for peace amid today's opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres telling reporters in Paris the Games are meant to unite countries.
This is the moment in which my strong appeal is for countries to come together with the same spirit as athletes will be coming together during the Olympic Games in Paris.
More than 200 nations are competing in the Games. Former Canadian team soccer coach John Herdman says his record's clean, but offered few details when asked about spying on other teams during his watch. Canadian women's soccer coach Bev Priestman has been sent home from Paris after allegations of the team using drones to spy on another team. And the Winnipeg Jets have signed defenseman Simon Lundmark to a 1-year, 2-way contract extension. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.